Reagan was the 40th President of the United States from 1981 to 1989. He was raised in California and was a successful actor, known for being in the hit film Bedtime for Bonzo. I'm not joking. Ronald Reagan was known for despising communism and wanted to eradicate it. Once he became president, he was the oldest man to ever become president until January 20th, 2017. Only after 2 months after him being elected, Hinckley tried to assassinate him, but Reagan survived the shot to his stomach and recovered in time.
How did you feel when you saw Ronald Reagan's assassination live on TV?
Well, it was actually shocking. I was in 5th grade class with my teacher, Mrs. Brophy, so we had never seen anything like that. So it was very shocking to see it happen live.
What did the teacher do right after it happens?
She spoke to us about, what was happening and explained that what the Secret Service was.
This made security for the president more important due to his life almost being cut short. By the end of his presidency, he had won the Cold War and made Soviet Union fall, without ending it with a nuclear end, ending the worry over communism.
During the 80s, a lot of great movies came out, such as The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, E.T., and Ghostbusters, and The Empire Strikes Back. What movie from the 80s is your favorite, out of all the movies that were made in the 80s?
I would say my favorite movie from the 80s has to be Empire Strikes Back.
Can't really hear you too well.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off as well is also a great movie. But I would say that Empire Strikes Back is probably the best movie that came out for me. But there were a lot of good movies in the 80s. So I enjoyed a lot. Raiders of the Lost Ark with Indiana Jones, those are good too.
A lot of great movies were released in the 80s. Some popular 80s movies are The Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, E.T., and The Empire Strikes Back was a very popular movie in the Star Wars franchise. It was released in 1980, and it made $1.5 billion. Ghostbusters, a popular movie released in 1984, was about a team of parapsychologists who opened up their own ghost removal service, and after getting off to a bad start, they ended up being a successful ghost removal service. The movie made $295 million. The 70s and 80s introduced high-concept films, which are movies that can be easily characterized by 1 or 2 sentences, that they are easily marketable and easy to understand.
During the 80s, did you go to the arcade often? And if so, what were your favorite arcade games that existed?
Favorite arcade game? Asteroids, Pac-Man and Asteroids. Tempest was a popular game. I had Atari, the Atari video game system at home. I had another system called ColecoVision. I had a real arcade game that my uncle got me. I had a Pac-Man.
Video games including Super Mario Bros., Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Hubert, Frogger, Tetris, Galaga, and many other popular games were created in the 1980s. Video games started out as simple, low-quality games that children didn't often play. However, they have evolved into high-quality and extremely entertaining games that children, and often adults, play for hours on end for multiple days a week. Graphics and gameplay have improved tremendously since the beginning of gaming. Most games mentioned were arcade games, which extremely popular during the 80s, when not as many people had a gaming console. Pac-Man was the top-selling arcade game with over 400,000 arcade machines sold and made over $7 billion by 1990. But in 1983, the gaming market crashed. From the amount of shoddy games that were on the market, which made both kids and adults question if gaming even had a future. But that all changed in 1985 when the Nintendo Entertainment System was released. The Nintendo Entertainment System helped the gaming market increase and helped kids and adults alike enjoy video games again. One of the most famous games came from the system, Super Mario Bros., which has 32 levels for everyone to enjoy. Super Mario Bros. Gave guidelines of what a video game needs to be, with good controls and fun platforming to enjoy.
What were your thoughts, or how did you react to how the U.S. reacted to the Cuban refugees?
Cuban refugees? Well, I was kind of young for that, so I just remember seeing it on the news, like lots of kids and people on these boats trying to make it to America. So I was always curious about that. So it made me want to learn more about what Cuba was like. So I learned more about the communism there. But I was very young, so I didn't pay as much attention to something like that. But it was on the news a lot, I can tell you that. It was always on the news.
But what are your thoughts of it today?
My thoughts are today, it was sad that it actually had to happen. I think that the Cuban people have suffered a lot under the Castro regime. So it was very sad to see these very poor people and very people trying to get out of the country and dealing with the water and boats. So I thought that was very sad.
The Mariel Boatlift were boats in Mariel, Cuba, that brought Cuban refugees from Miami, Florida, which was only 403 miles away from Mariel, which began in April 20th, 1980. This was ordered by Fidel Castro, the Prime Minister of Cuba, which many took advantage of to get out of communist Cuba. Many of these Cubans were sent out of prisons and mental asylums to migrate to the United States, causing the U.S. President at the time, Jimmy Carter, to jail over 1,700 Cubans and detain many more until they got sponsors. After about half a year, in October 1980, both the U.S. and the Cuban governments agreed for Cuba to stop the migration of Cubans to the U.S., ending the Mariel Boatlift.
During the 80s, there's a lot of popular TV shows like Richie Rich, Snorks, He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe.
Popular TV shows that I enjoyed in the 80s would be the 18. I also enjoyed MASH.
Okay.
A lot of sports. I watched a lot of sports when I was a kid. A lot of basketball.
What about animated cartoons?
Yeah, I liked animated cartoons. All the Saturday morning cartoons. You had Battlestar Galactica, and G-Force was big. He-Man. And then you had cartoons like Tom and Jerry was still on TV, the reruns and all that. The Smurfs were big.
Popular cartoons created in the 80s were Richie Rich, Storks, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, Thundercats, Muppet Babies, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and many others. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is one of many popular TV shows. The episodes ran for 22 minutes each. Another popular cartoon from the 80s is The Smurfs. It was released on September 12, 1981, and ended on December 2nd, 1989. The Smurfs was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions, and it ran for 9 seasons, 256 episodes. Many of these cartoons had limited animation due to cartoons being seen as unprofitable, but that didn't stop many cartoons from being great.